everyone, all of my lovely students. Welcome to another lesson. You can see today we're gonna look at make or do. That's a common question I get. Make or do. And we're gonna look at these two verbs. We have 4.5 pages of notes to go through. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of information, a lot of vocabulary, but we can do it. We can do it. We're gonna start with the basics. So if you already know the basics, just wait a moment. We'll go through everything. I wanna make sure we're all on the same page with these verbs. Make. You know the verb forms. Make, made, made. I make, you make, he, she, it makes. Get that S there? We make, they make. Good. That's clear. Do. Do, did, done. I do, you do, he, she, it does, we do, they do. When we say make, we mean to create something new. You are making something. You are creating something new. Today, we are making clay animals. We're making clay animals. We're creating something new. It's art. And clay is this substance here. You know, it's very soft. It comes out of the ground. Clay. Let's make a plan for next Saturday. Let's create a plan. We can use make like this. Do. Do is just actions in general. We do things. We do things every day. A. What are you doing? I'm looking for flights. I want to book a flight. I'm looking for flights. I can do what I want. I'm an adult. You know, actions in general. Do can also be an auxiliary verb. A. Does Karen work from home? B. Karen does not work from home. So this is a mini summary. If you want more information on auxiliary verbs, I do have a full lesson on my channel. Just search for auxiliary verbs on my channel. Make or do collocations. This is what students find really confusing, and that's what I want to focus on. Collocations. So you might be thinking, what's a collocation? Collocations are two words that naturally go together. You have to memorize collocations. Collocations are not logical. And as we go through this lesson, you'll see that collocations don't always make sense. First one, you make your bed. See, this is a collocation. Make your bed? Are you creating your bed? Collocations don't make sense. When you make your bed, you make it look nice in the morning. I make my bed every morning. We make a decision. We don't do a decision. You have to remember, make a decision. We got to memorize these. Are you going to study for the IELTS or TOEFL? You have to make a decision. Make a mistake. Now, this is a common mistake. Do a mistake? We always make a mistake. Remember it like this. M and M. Make a mistake. It's completely normal to make mistakes when you're learning a language. Make a wish. Make a wish before you blow out birthday candles. That's the tradition, right? You make a wish and then you blow out the birthday candles. And blow out means this. That's blow out. Make an effort. Definition, to try hard. With some of these collocations, they're self-explanatory. I won't give you the definition, but some of them I will. If you make an effort, you try hard. If you want a good score on your exam, you need to make an effort. Make progress. Make progress. This means to improve or develop. Sorry, I just needed to use my channel name. I started watching ARNEL'S Everyday English. Every day, I'm making a little progress. That's what we want. Step by step, every day, just a little progress. Make money. This is an important one. Make money. This means earn. You earn money. I'm so happy I can make money working from home. Make a profit. Make a profit. This means a business earns more than they spend. This is good. You want to make a profit. After 6 months of being open, the Little Bean Cafe finally made a small profit. This is money they can take home. Finally, we make a profit. What's the opposite of make a profit? Here we go, make a loss. A business earns less than they spend. They're in the red. They're in the red. Our ice cream shop only makes a profit in the summer months. We close for the rest of the year, or we'd just be making a loss. Make a profit, make a loss. Make a mess. We make a mess. A mess is a disaster. Everything everywhere. That's making a mess. My toddler made a mess on the kitchen floor. You can see here, for example, what is this? Is this flour or sand? I'm not sure, but it's definitely a mess. A toddler is a child who is learning how to walk. You know, they kind of walk like this. They're learning. That's a toddler. And actually, let me write down the adjective. The adjective is really common too. So mess is a noun. You make a mess, but the adjective is messy. Messy. Ooh, this bedroom is messy. I'm a messy person, for example. Do you want the notes for today's lesson? Join Gravotion, my fast-growing platform where grammar, vocabulary, and emotion meet. Download the notes for today's lesson, plus hundreds of other PDFs ready to use. You'll also get access to my complete grammar course roadmap, so you'll never wonder, how do I learn grammar? Where do I start? And the best part, the community. Join and connect with English learners from all around the world just like you. Write Gravotion in the comments and I'll personally send you a link to join. Let's get back to the lesson. To make an excuse. To make an excuse. This means to invent a lie to explain why you did or didn't do something. An excuse, is it always a lie? No, but a lot of times it is. Jake made an excuse about traffic to explain why he was late, but we all knew he just overslept. So he invented this lie. He made an excuse. Oversleep is the present. Overslept is the past. To oversleep means to sleep past your alarm. If your alarm is set for 7 and you oversleep, you wake up at maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So oversleeping is not good. Make a phone call. Sylvia stepped outside. Sylvia stepped outside to make a phone call. Can we just say to call someone? Sylvia stepped outside to call someone? Of course, this is just a different option. You can make a phone call, or you can just use the verb to call someone. Both are fine. Next one, make an appointment. We make an appointment. Good morning. I'd like to make an appointment, please. We can say book an appointment. We can say schedule an appointment. All good. Just choose which one you like. They're all fine. Make a reservation. Make a reservation. I'd better make a reservation or we probably won't get a table. I want to compare two things. Okay. Make an appointment or make a reservation. What's the difference? You're still reserving something. When we make an appointment, this is a professional setting. You make an appointment with a doctor or a dentist, a hairdresser, someone who cuts hair, a hairdresser or a barber. Hairdresser is for women. I go to a hairdresser maybe once a year. A barber is for men. You make an appointment with a lawyer, a job interview, a business meeting. In these cases, you need an appointment. To make a reservation, you reserve a space. Like at a restaurant, you reserve a table. This is kind of your space. You can make a reservation at a hotel. Flight or train seats, you need to reserve your seats. Theater, cinema, or a rental car, you can reserve a rental car. So there is a difference here. We can make a speech or we give a speech. They're both fine. Make a speech, give a speech. Those collocations work. The students were asked to make a speech about their future goals. I wonder, when was the last time you gave a speech? Yeah. I don't remember the last time I gave a speech. But teaching a lesson is kind of like giving a speech. It's similar. Make a noise. If something makes a noise, there's a sound. My washing machine is making a weird clicking noise. It's making a noise. It shouldn't be making a noise. So we can make or file a complaint. You make a complaint. You file a complaint. And this means to formally complain. Often, on paper or online. I want to speak to the manager. I want to make a complaint. This is pretty official. This is pretty formal. You make a complaint. Make a promise. Don't make promises you can't keep. And to keep a promise means you do what you promise. If I say to someone, don't tell anyone, and this person doesn't tell anyone, they've kept their promise. So here, don't make promises you can't keep. Make a deal to agree on a plan. You make a deal. Let's make a deal. I'll help you with your project if you help me with mine. So when we make a deal, it can be related to business. It can also be personal. Let's make a deal. Make friends. This is a nice one. We make friends. Children make friends more easily than adults. I think children make friends very quickly. Hi, what's your name? Do you want to be my friend? Yeah, let's be friends. But with adults, it's a little bit more difficult. It's not easy to make friends. Make a difference. Make a difference. This has a really unique definition. To have a positive impact on a person, the environment, or anything really. One kind word can make a difference in someone's day. Imagine you're having a bad day and someone says something nice to you. This can have a positive impact. This can really make a difference. Your donation can really make a difference in the lives of these children. There can be a positive impact. Make a point. Definition: to clearly express an argument. You make a point. I didn't agree with her, but I could see she was making a point about the need for better communication. Her argument was very clear. I understood her. She made a good point. I just didn't agree with her. Let's move on to do. And again, don't try to think about the logic. Don't try to understand why are we using do here. Really, just memorize it. Do homework. You have to do your homework before dinner. Not make homework. That's a common mistake. We do homework. And homework is always singular. It is uncountable. Do my homeworks. Do homework. Do housework. I hate doing housework, especially the dishes. And these are different. Remember, homework is studying at home for school. That's homework. Housework is cleaning. Cleaning and cooking. That's housework. So we do housework and we do other things as well around the house. Let's take a look. We can do the dishes or do dishes. Thus optional. And that means washing the dishes. We can do the washing up. Same thing. This is more common in British English. I need to do the washing up after dinner. But these two are the same. Do the laundry or do laundry. That means washing your dirty clothes. Do the cleaning. Do the ironing. Do the ironing. Or do the vacuuming. So you can see with housework in general, we say do. Do the cleaning, do the ironing. With all of these, do the cleaning, do the ironing, do the vacuuming, a lot of times we often just use the verb for these activities. I need to clean, I need to iron, I need to vacuum. That's okay too. You can just use the verb as well. You can do your hair, you can do your nails, and you can do your makeup. This means to make your hair, nails, or makeup look nice. This picture here, I quickly did my hair and then spent half an hour doing my nails. Do exercise. The verb is often used. Many times we just say exercise, but we can also do exercise. Same thing. I've been sitting at my desk all day. I should do some exercise. I should exercise. I should get out and do some exercise. Do work. We do our work. This is very general. I don't really speak to anyone in the office. I just do my work. I just do my work. Do someone a favor. Do someone a favor. Definition: to do something nice for someone to help them. Usually because they asked you. This picture here, can you please do me a favor? Can you please do me a favor? I really need someone to cover my shift tomorrow afternoon. So when you do someone a favor, you're doing something extra nice for them. You want to help them because they asked you. Do business. We do business. To buy, sell, or trade with a company or person. Many international firms do business in multiple countries. Buying and selling is doing business. And this is something nice to say to someone after there's been some sort of deal. If you've made a deal, if there's been some sort of payment, you can say, pleasure doing business with you. Pleasure doing business with you. This means thank you for doing business with me. You might hear someone say this. It might be in an email. Do damage. To cause damage, physically or emotionally. If something does damage, it can be physical or emotional. Let's look at physical. The storm. The storm did damage to several houses in the neighborhood. You can see it's been damaged. It can also be emotional. Growing up in a toxic environment can do serious emotional damage to a child. To do well. You do well. This means to achieve good results. Bill didn't expect to do well in the competition, but he won first place. He did really well. Do your best. To try as hard as possible. You don't need to get an A+ on the test, but try to do your best. Make an effort. So doing your best, do we mean you have to be perfect? No, it just means you have to try as hard as you can. Do research. To do research means to research. We just have the noun and the verb. The journalist was doing research for an article about the impact of social media on mental health. You do research, you look in books, you look online, you might interview people. This is all doing research. You want to find information. Do harm or do someone harm. This means an injury or damage. Stress does a lot of harm to the body. You can see here the heart is under strain. So if there's harm, this is injury or damage. Stress does a lot of harm. Eating McDonald's every once in a while, and every once in a while means sometimes. Eating McDonald's every once in a while won't do you any harm. That's okay. It won't do you any harm. You do overtime or you work overtime. This means to work longer than your usual working hours. Imagine you normally need to work from 9 to 5. If you work overtime, if you do overtime, maybe you work until 6 or 7. It's those extra hours. I'm trying to earn a bit more money before the holidays. So I've been doing overtime on weekends. If I work more than my usual hours, I can earn more. This one's a funny one. Funny as in strange, not funny as in comical. To do time. To spend time in prison. If someone's doing time, they're in jail, they're in prison. Max is currently doing time for theft. Theft means stealing. That is theft. So Max is currently doing time for theft. He'll be out. He'll be out in 6 months. And you might hear this in a movie. They're doing time. They're doing time. To do someone good. This means something has a positive impact on a person. It does someone good. You've been working a lot lately. It'll do you good. It'll do you good too. Sorry, I forgot the two. I'm just trying to fix my typo. Okay. It'll do you good to get away for the weekend. This will be positive. Get away for the weekend. Get away for the weekend. This means to visit another place to relax. I'm stressed. I need to get away for the weekend. I might go camping or something. To do without. This looks strange, doesn't it? To do without. But it has a very specific meaning. If you do without something, this means you function or you manage without something you usually have. We had to do without a fridge for a few days while it was being repaired. We had to function without it. We normally have a fridge, but for 1 week we needed to do without. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. This means to do something that is morally correct. Morally correct? What does that mean? Well, look at this man here. On one shoulder he has the devil. This one's the devil. On another shoulder, on the other shoulder, he has an angel. If you do something morally correct, you listen to the angel. You do what is correct. You do the good thing. This is what it means to do the right thing. Always do the right thing even when no one is watching. Always be correct. Always be polite even if no one is watching. Do the bare minimum. This means You don't make an effort. You only do the basics. You know, this phrase here has kind of a lazy feeling. If you do the bare minimum, it makes people think you're a bit lazy. Elaine only does the bare minimum. She'll never get promoted. She'll never get promoted, but she'll also never get fired. She just does the bare minimum so no one can criticize her. She can't be fired. We've gone through all of these notes, a lot to memorize. It really is about memorizing. To help you practice, come back, rewatch the lesson, and really write your own example sentences. And sometimes students say, but no one corrects me. Why should I do this? A teacher's not going to correct me. It's brain training. Really, if you want to think in English, you need to start thinking in English. For each one of these, write your own personal example sentence.